today. Well, good morning, class.
Good morning.
Today we have a special lesson about time. How many of you have a clock in your house? Okay, well, this right here is a clock in my house.
Ooh.
How it works is the big hand and the little hand move around so we can be able to tell time. There's secret functions behind the clock that are a little complicated, but in the end it helps us see how it operates and we can tell time. So what I just did was explain an idea, and today we're going to be able to explain ideas based on what we find in our book about time. We're going to be reading About Time, A First Look at Time and Clocks by Bruce Kolsniak. We're going to be able to learn where we find information in this book, and we're going to say where on what pages we find it. So let's read our objective today, or I will read it. I will be able to explain ideas based on specific information in the book About Time, A First Look at Time and Clocks, by completing a matching worksheet. So today we're going to be completing a matching worksheet, and we're going to be able to explain ideas, and we're going to say where we find those ideas in our book. So for example, you may say, oh, I found that idea on page 6, and you'll write page 6. So without further ado, take out your whiteboards, class, and your markers. And you can turn to page 1. All right. And follow along, please. Time. Time to read a book, time to wash dishes. Time to do this or that. We look at the clock and know that we have 5 minutes more to sleep or to catch the bus. We know that things called events happen as those minutes tick by. And when the clock has moved ahead by, say, 5 minutes, we know that time has passed because the events of those minutes are now just a memory. Simple enough. The clock sweeps ahead and everything left behind tumbles down a drain pipe from the here and now into some mysterious place called the past. Well, maybe it's not all so simple, but let's take a closer look into this idea we all must live with, time. Time waits for no one, time flies. Time is on my side. We've all probably heard some version of the many old sayings about time that abound, and that's because it's a topic people frequently think about. No surprise there. Time for most of us is the organizing principle in our daily lives, and its passage sweeps us all from cradle to grave. It's not really possible to ignore time or its effects on us. So how do we define time? We can begin by saying that time is what is measured by a regular or standard interval. A second, a minute, an hour, for example, that is chime, tick, beat, or in some way displayed by a time measuring device called a clock. And people have always used some kind of clock. Our ancient ancestors relied on the sun for daily timekeeping. For them, it was either nighttime or daytime, and when the sun was directly overhead, it was a midday, or noontime. Seasonal time, the coming of winter, the return to spring and summer, was of particular importance for survival, and this could be determined by noting moon cycles in the seasonal position of the sun in the sky. As people kept records in natural divisions of time, days, moon cycle months, yearly cycles of the seasons, they were able to predict the coming season and know with some accuracy how many days of warm, cool, or rainy weather they would have. These records were called calendars. Around 3500 BC, the Sumerians, probably the first people to widely use a calendar, had a lunar-based or moon-based year of 12 months, new moon cycles, made up of 30 days each. The Egyptians by 2600 BC had a solar-based or sun-based calendar of 365 days, and they began their year with the rising in the east of Sirius, the dog star, which coincided with the flooding of the Nile. The week, which is not a natural division of time, has had to be set by each society, days for work, worship, rest. The Greeks used 3 10-day weeks per month. The Romans used an 8-day week with the 8th day reserved for market festivities, but after AD 200, they changed to a 7-day week. The difficulty in making a calendar, however, is that natural time cycles do not fit neatly together into yearly units. A year, that is one full revolution around the Earth, around the Sun, is longer than 12 new moon cycles and contains a fraction more than 365 days. Therefore, days must be added to keep the calendar in time with the actual seasons. The Roman ruler Julius Caesar in 46 BC put together a 365-day calendar based on the Egyptian model, but beginning the year on January 1st, and he ordered that every 4th year, an extra day be added to the month of February. This leap year, however, over time, made the calendar run out of step with the seasons. In 1582, Pope Gregory XIII revised the Julian calendar by omitting 3 leap years every 4 centuries. That brought the calendar into close agreement with the actual seasons, and today, we in much of the world continue to use the Gregorian calendar. All right, class, we're going to pause for just a second. Please get your whiteboard and your marker. And I'm going to ask you a question, and you're going to write down your answer without talking. What is it called when there's an extra day in a year? What is it called when there's an extra day in a year? And hold it up when you're ready. Perfect. 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 So class, what's the answer?
Leap year.
Perfect. All right, we're going to go back to page 6. All right. For daily timekeeping, a sundial consisting of an upright stick in the ground with time marks around it came into use around 3500 BC in early cities of Mesopotamia. And by 1500 BC in Egypt, the sticks were replaced with monumental decorated spires called obelisks, which were built in city centers. We're going to pause for just a second, class. That was a vocab word. Repeat after me. Obelisks.
Obelisks.
So, obelisks were typically a tall stone pillar landmark, like we see on the page, and they were used to just mark a location, kind of as a decoration, and they were typically with a pyramid at the top, just for decoration. So, take 30 seconds with your shoulder partner and define what an obelisk is. Go. All right, class.
Yes.
All right, great job explaining. We're going to pause for our book for today. All right, so we're going to do think, pair, share with our shoulder partners. So, we're going to explain ideas with our shoulder partners based on the things that we find in our home that model time. So, do you have a calendar hanging in your kitchen? What about a big clock in your hallway? Maybe your dad has an Apple Watch? Or maybe you have a digital clock in your bedroom. Whatever it is, explain to your partner that type of time you have in your house and how it models and maybe what it looks like and how it goes into use. So take 1 minute with your shoulder partner. Go.
I have a digital clock that I read on TV. I have a clock in my kitchen.
All right, does someone want to share? Shay, would you like to share?
Yes. I have a digital clock in my room.
Okay, and how does it help you tell time?
My mom taught me when it says 8 and 2 zeros, that's the time to wake up to come to school.
Perfect, and that's how you use that clock. All right, class, great job today. So we're going to be doing our matching worksheet. And so go ahead and put your whiteboards away. And you're going to be doing your matching worksheet as independent work.